Carmen, I'm being sued by a debt collector. Should I hire an attorney to go with me to small claims court? Good question. Before you go hire an attorney, you always have the right to go see an attorney, don't get me wrong. But the question is whether or not you're in a financial position to make a deal. If you can't pay the debt, you go to court by yourself, and if you can't pay the debt, then you can't afford to hire an attorney, let's face it. But let's say you go to court on this issue, and you say, I can't make a deal, or I can't pay the debt. You're entitled to have a trial on the case. Now, the jurisdictions we practice, which would be is Collier County, Lee County, and Charlotte County, the three majority of the areas we practice, they all have different ways of dealing with small claims court. I would want you to go to that day. Do not miss your court appearance. If you do not hire an attorney and you don't go to court, you're going to get a default judgment against you. That's bad. Now you've lost the right to fight your case. If you can't make it on that date, let's start it that way. You can call the creditor and ask for a continuance. If not, I would physically go to the courthouse and put something in the record saying, I can't be here on that day, I can't make it because of X, Y, and Z, can I please have a continuance? You can call the judge's judicial assistant and say, look, I can't, I'm calling you to let you know, on that day I can't be there, can I please have a continuation? The judge's judicial assistant will bring that information to the judge, and the judge can decide what they want to do. But don't just miss it because you can't be there. If you want to hire an attorney, you can have that attorney look through the documents and see if you have any valid defenses to the credit card case. If there's no defenses and you say, look, I just want to cut a deal, well, then you have the ability to do that prior to the court appearance. You can call the attorney and say, look, let's work out some terms here. You're not going to get the greatest terms. Unfortunately, they're going to want you to pay 100% with interest and then waive your right to garnishment so that if they get a judgment later, they can garnish your wages. Not the best settlement. You may be able to work it out. There are some attorneys out there who will take these cases and try to litigate them. If there's something wrong with it, and I can sue one of them, sue the debt collector for screwing it up, then by all means I want to do that, because if I can sue them under what's called a fee-shifting statute, meaning that they pay my fees if I'm right, then I clearly want to go after them. If a debt collector is doing something wrong, you have the right to sue them. I don't care if you owe the debt or not. If a debt collector does something wrong, you have the right to sue them. That's what the debt collection statutes are there for. They're called consumer protection statutes for a reason. Do we sue debt collectors in my office? You betcha. And what happens is, at the end of the case, if we can successfully settle the case or go to trial on the case, there's going to be attorney's fees that are awarded to us. It's fantastic. But more importantly, we want to make sure that you get justice. In other words, if I can get the lawsuit dismissed with a waiver that they're not going to come after you anymore, or a release that they're not going to come after you anymore, fantastic. And they pay my fees, I have a happy client. A client who says, hey, this guy said he was going to do this, he did it, and now I'm pretty much free and clear. If that debt collector comes back, or if they sell it to somebody else and they start calling you, harassing you, guess what? We're going to go after them as well. I always say debt collection is the gift that keeps on giving. Debt collectors can't walk away from a fee. They can't walk away from this debt. That's where zombie debt comes from. That's where this other stuff. It seems like it's just never enough, and we're going to keep coming back after you. I have a lot of clients who get sued after bankruptcy, not because I'm a bad bankruptcy attorney, but because debt collectors say, hey, if I can go out and go after 100 people and I only get stung once from an attorney, it's a good business decision. Is it legal? No. Is it the right thing to do? No. It's not about that. It's about them making money off somebody who may not know that they have defenses to these cases. So again, at our firm, we try to educate everybody on what to watch out for in the future going forward. But yes, whoever's getting sued in small claims court, please go see an attorney about what your rights are, what you can do, preferably at a free consultation. Now, there's a lot of people getting sued in small claims court. You may have experience from being there before. You may have been on the other side of the coin. Excuse me, live TV. But you may be on the other side of the coin. You may be somewhere where you knew somebody who got sued in small claims court and you feel you can handle it yourself. I'm okay with that. Just don't waive any rights. That's what you got to be careful of, and that's why an attorney comes into a perspective, especially a consumer attorney who handles a volume of these cases, knows the ins and outs of small claims court so that they can adequately represent you or adequately advise you on what you need to do to protect yourself. If you've got volumes and volumes of debt, then you may not, you may just want to think about filing bankruptcy and getting a fresh start, because this may be the straw that breaks the camel's back. I don't know. Everybody's different. Everybody's unique. That's about the wonderful thing about me when I go to work every day. I never know what I'm going to walk into and what kind of problems that somebody's going to bring me. The best part about it is I get to dissect it and then put it all back together and make sense out of it for the client. So, by the way, the person who sent it was anonymous, but I want to say thank you. That was an excellent question. I don't think we've ever covered that in the show before.